just like small pieces of wool, different color. That's the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if that's not scary, then what? Imagine. I mean, nowadays, if you're driving in an area where there is a mountain, a lot of time they have warning on the street, sliding rocks or falling rocks, right? And then sometimes you see actually accident happen. If you need to go, go ahead. If you have a question, keep it until the end, inshallah. طيب. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell us in Surah Al Qarea'a, فَأَمَّا مَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَهُوَ فِي عِيشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about the judgment. He's talking about the faithful, the believers, the righteous people, the one who have lots of deeds, lots of good deeds specifically. فَأَمَّا مَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of judgment is going to have a scale. He's going to weigh our good deeds versus bad deeds. Of course, we as Muslims want the good deeds to outweigh the bad deeds. We want it to be heavier, right? We don't want it to be less. Because when you have more good deeds versus the bad deeds, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with His mercy will mercy you and grant you Jannah. If it's the opposite, then you're in trouble. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here is talking about it. He's saying that the person who have the most of good deeds, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala judge, فَهُوَ فِي عِيشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ. He will be given a beautiful, blessed life, pleasant life, luxury, Jannah, Firdaus. Everything you want is in that Jannah. So as a result of your good deeds overweighing the bad deed, your reward is the Jannah. What a reward. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, فِيهَا مَا لَا عَيْنٌ رَأَتْ وَلَا أُذُنٌ سَمِعَتْ وَلَا خَطَرَ عَلَى قَلْبِ بَشَرٍ. In Jannah is what no eye have seen, no ear have heard of the details of it, and no heart have even imagined what's in it. That's what's in Jannah. So the person who work and collect as many good deeds as possible, as much hasanat as possible, he or she will be granted a aisha radiyah, a pleasant life, a comfortable life, beautiful life, peaceful life, a luxurious life, the life that everybody wanted in this life, but it's impossible to get. Everybody nowadays in this life, what do they want? They want a comfortable life. They want a good job, a nice home, comfortable car, comfortable bed, tasty food. That's what they want, right? But are we getting it? We get part of it. Can we get all of it? Somebody might. But is it really that joyful? No. Because we still get sick because we're human. We still lose family members and loved ones because people die, right? We still have problems because life is a test. Al-Hayat al-Dunya, this life is a test of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to us to see who will succeed and surpass and who will fail. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the non-believer, the one who their bad deeds overpower the good deed, or they are extremely sinning, or they're non-Muslim. وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَفَّتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَأُمُّهُ هَاوِيَةٌ وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا هِيَ نَارٌ حَامِيَةٌ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now is talking about the person who the scale of his good deed is light. He got overweight by bad deeds, by sayyi'at. So he lost. Why? Because he chose to sway away from the right path in this life, and he chose to sin, and he chose to not believe, and he chose to not believe in prophets, nor Quran, nor Islam, and he chose to be a non-Muslim or an extreme sinner. Then that person will regret it, because once the scale overpower and the hasanat are less than the sayyi'at, then without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy, that person is going to Jahannam. And of course the non-believer will be going to Jahannam because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decreed so. طيب. فَأُمُّهُ هَاوِيَةٌ. It means his home will be Jahannam. The home of the person who does not believe and his hasanat are less than the sayyi'at, then his destination, his home, his final rest area, which is not really a rest, it's going to be Jahannam, wal-ayadu billah. The reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ayah called it ummuhu, yani his mother. He's not really talking about a mother, but because the child, when he wants comfort or when he wants love or when he wants to rest or sleep, he goes to his mom, right? He or she goes to their mom. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is making Jahannam almost seem like a mother to the non-believer, because they are going to it. They're not going by choice, they're going forcefully. So they're leaning toward it, they're going toward it, they're being pushed in it by the angel, and that's what they deserve for not believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because they will fall in it. Once they're pushed in Jahannam, they will fall in it, just like when the kid jump into his mom lap, right? The same way. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave this scary description by saying Jahannam will be just like a mother to the non-believer. Just like a child now jump on his mom lap, he wants comfort and he wants to be there. Kuffar, they don't want to be there, but they are going to be there. They're going to be pushed and fall in it, just like when the child fall into his mom lap or his mom arm. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا هِيَ نَارٌ حَامِيَةٌ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here is asking the question to scare us, to scare the non-believer, to wake us, to shake us. He's saying, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا هِيَ. Do you know what it is? What is that? أُمُّهُ هَاوِيَةٌ. Do you know what Jahannam is? Do you know what the punishment is? He gives the answer after. After that question, he gives the answer. نَارٌ حَامِيَةٌ. نَارٌ حَامِيَةٌ. يعني a fire that have the utmost heat. There is no hotter area than that fire, than Jahannam. حامية يعني it have the most heat. It's the hotter place ever. There is no hotter place than Jahannam. And that's a really scary punishment. Because nowadays in this life, if you ever see a lit candle, if you put the tip of the finger over it, how long can you last? A second. Not even a second. It's like you go like that, right away you pull it. You can't handle it. Imagine Jahannam. And the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said in a hadith that Nar Jahannam is 70 times more powerful than this Nar here, than this fire. 70 times. It's really impossible for our mind to comprehend that level. It's an extreme difference. The fire here is 70 times weaker than Jahannam fire. So Jahannam fire is 70 times more hotter and more destructive to this fire here. In here, when you light a fire with wood, how long does it last before it burns up? Couple of hours, right? Couple of hours, few hours. In Jahannam, and that's 70 times less. So imagine few pieces of wood in Jahannam. How long will it last? A second? Less than, I don't know. Allahu A'lam. So imagine the human. The wood lasts in the fire here few hours. A piece of steak, how long does it last? 10 minutes and then it stops burning. Right? So imagine the non-believer with their physical body when they are getting punished in Jahannam. A'udhu billahi min adhab Jahannam.